Today we're talking about using dressing stones to keep diamond blades sharp for wet cutting saws and dry cutting saws. Have you ever had a tile saw blade that just seems to stop cutting? It starts throwing sparks? Or maybe one that while you're cutting it just won't cut straight, it has a wandering cut. Well, both of those issues are related to a sharp blade and having good exposed diamond for smooth cutting. You can liken that to a chef having a good quality knife. When it becomes dull, does he just take that knife and throw it away? No, he takes some implement and he sharpens it, making it like new again. The same is true with tile saw blades, and this applies to wet tile saw blades and dry tile saw blades. So we have a blade here that has stopped cutting. It's actually throwing sparks. So we're going to put it on the machine and demonstrate how it's not cutting, and then we'll take a dressing stone and see what we can do about it. So clearly we can see that this blade is not cutting well. And if we feel the blade, we can see that it's hot. This means that there's only metal exposed on the cutting tip. There's not enough exposed diamond. The metal by itself will not cut, it just generates heat. So let's take a close-up view of this blade and see what's going on. So here between the lines we see the cutting tip of the blade. You see these holes? This is where the diamond was. So we can clearly see there's not enough diamond exposed for good cutting performance. There is, however, more diamond below the surface. So this is where the dressing stone comes in. We use the abrasive dressing stone to sand back the metal matrix and expose new diamond. So let's dress this blade and see if we can get it back to cutting again. This is just my technique that I like to use. I can put different amounts of pressure against the blade and really feel that I'm sanding back that metal matrix and exposing new diamond. I can even take the dressing stone and put it on the sides a bit. So as you can see, I'm not making just one or two cuts. I'm making several, making sure that that blade is opening up and exposing new diamond. The last thing I like to do is make one last cut, squaring up the dressing stone. So let's go back in and look at a close-up of that blade after we've used the dressing stone. So here again, between the two lines, we see the tip of the blade. Notice the exposed diamond. Also notice the backing behind the diamond, or the comet trail. This is essential to hold the diamond in place so it can cut effectively. So now that we've dressed that blade, or sharpened it, we're going to go right back in with that same tile and continue on with that cut and see how the blade performs. So we can see that this blade is now cutting really well. By using the dressing stone, we've opened up the blade and exposed new diamond. We can clearly see a difference. This blade is cutting nice and smooth, there's no sparks, and it's staying really cool. So using a dressing stone keeps wet cutting blades and dry cutting blades sharp. And as a professional, knowing how to maintain your tools and keep them sharp makes you a better craftsman.